Hello! I am Teacher Aubrey and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the different uses of the modal verbs would and could, as well as the should. So if you find yourself confused when and how to use them, this video is perfect for you. Many are confused when to use the modal verbs could or would. Yes, marami ang nalilito kung paano nga ba ginagamit at kung kailan dapat gamitin ng would at could. Pero sa video na ito, ituturo ko sa inyo ang 3 points. Yes, only the 3 points to remember for you not to be confused, para hindi kayo malito kung kailan nga ba ginagamit yung modal verbs na yun, pati na rin ang should. Let's begin. Modal verb. What is a modal verb? Modal verb is an auxiliary verb that expresses necessity or possibility. In the English language, we have different modal verbs such as shall, will, would, could, must, can, might, or may. But in this lesson, we will just be focusing on the 3, which are the would, could, and should. Why? Because these 3 modal verbs, could, would, and should, ito yung pinakakaraniwang nalilito ang mga English language users and learners. So we will just be focusing in these 3. Let us now jump right into it. Firstly, let's have the could versus would. Gaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, mayroon lang 3 points na dapat tandaan kapag gagamitin natin ng would or could. And let's have the first one. Ginagamit ng could at would, firstly, for past tense. When we say past tense, tumutukoy yan sa kilos sa nakaraan. Tumutukoy yan sa kilos na tapos na. Let's have here. For the could, ginagamit natin ang modal verb na could to talk about past tense form of can. Okay, tandaan natin ha. Ginagamit ang could kapag tumutukoy tayo sa past tense ng modal verb na can. And when we say can, it talks about ability, kakayahan. So kapag tumutukoy na tayo sa kakayahan na tapos na sa nakaraang panahon, ang gagamitin na nating modal verb ay could. Let's look at the examples. I can drink 5 cups of coffee in a single day. I can drink 5 cups of coffee in a single day. Kaya kong uminom ng 5 tasa ng kape sa isang araw. Ibig sabihin, ngayon ko yun kayang gawin. Ngayon, present. Pero, kapag ginamitan na natin ng could, pinalitan natin ng can ng could, ang mangyayari na ay tumutukoy na siya sa kakayahan natin dati. Kakayahan nung nagsasalita sa nakaraang panahon. Let's look at the example. I could drink 5 cups of coffee in a single day when I was younger. I could drink 5 cups of coffee in a single day when I was younger. Ibig sabihin, dito sa pangungusap na ito, sinasabi na, kaya kong uminom ng 5 tasa ng kape sa isang araw. Noong ako ay bata pa. Ibig sabihin, nagpakita ng kakayahan, pero kakayahan na tapos na. Kakayahan sa nakaraang panahon. Always remember, simple lang, ginagamit ang could for past tense form of can o tumutukoy ka sa kakayahan na tapos na. Hindi na aplikable ngayon. Kakayahan sa nagdaang panahon. Okay? Subukan nyo nga mag-isip ng halimbawa. Ano ba yung mga bagay na kaya nyong gawin nung bata kayo? O yung mga kakayahan na kaya nyong gawin nung month ago, years ago, ilang taon nang nakalipas na kaya nyong gawin dati? Subukan nyo ang i-share sa ating comment section sa ibaba. Now, let's look at the modal verb would. Still, ang unang point na dapat nating tandaan kapag gagamitin ng would, katulad ng could, ginagamit siya for past tense. Would is the past tense form of the modal verb will. Will talks about futurity. Ginagamit siya, yung will, kapag tutukoy tayo sa isang kilos na magaganap sa hinaharap. Pero kapag yung kilos na yon ay tapos na, would na ang gagamitin. Let's take a look at these examples. I know she will accept the proposal. Ang ginamit dito ay will. Ibig sabihin, kampante ako, kumpiyansa ako, or confident ako na tatanggapin niya yung proposal. Marahil nag-uusap tayo. At sinabi ko sa'yo na, alam ko, confident ako na tatanggapin niya yung proposal. And that has something to do with an action na magaganap pa lang. Pero, kapag nag-uusap tayo at tinutukoy ko na confident ako, dati, I was confident before, nung time na nag-uusap tayo, papalitan natin yung will ng would because that has something to do with the past tense. Example, I knew she would accept the proposal. Ibig sabihin, dito sa ikalawang halimbawa natin, we change will into would because we are talking about an action in which we were confident or I was confident before. I was confident before na tatanggapin niya yung proposal. Dahil tapos na yung kilos, pinalitan na yung will ng would. Once again, would is the past tense form of will. Tandaan natin, yan ang unang gamit ng could and would for past tense. Could for the past tense of can, and would for the past tense of will. Let us now move on to the second use of the modal verbs could and would. We use the modal verb could to talk about possible situations. When we say possible situations, iyon yung mga pangyayari na posibleng mangyari. May tsansa na mangyari. For the first example, we have, it could rain tonight. Maybe I went outside the house, I look at the sky, and then I saw na walang mga bituin. Parang uulan. So, there's a possibility na uulan. So, I said that it could rain tonight. Dahil wala akong nakitang mga bituin. May posibilidad na umulan. It talks about possibility. On the second example, Lisa didn't attend the meeting. She could be busy. Lisa didn't attend the meeting. She could be busy. Dito sa pangalawa, gumamit din tayo ng modal verb na could. Bakit? Because it also talks about possibility na hindi nakadalo ng pagpupulong si Liza. May posibilidad na baka abala siya o may iba siyang ginagawa. You see, it talks about possibility. Pero pansinin natin na ang gamit dito ng could sa unang pangungusap at sa ikalawang pangungusap, it's no longer the past tense of the modal verb can. Hindi na siya tumutukoy sa kakayahan, sa nakaraan. Hindi gaya nung sa una nating use kanina. Tumutukoy rito ang could sa possible situations. Hindi na po siya ginagamit dito bilang past tense ng can. It already pertains about the possible situations. Now, let's take a look at these phrases. We have here, would rain, pero binura ko. Ibig sabihin, maaari mong sabihin it would rain. Okay siya pakinggan. Parang tama. Pwede mo rin sabihin, she would be busy. Pero, hindi yan pwede. Kahit pa, okay siya pakinggan, pero mali pong gamitin natin ang would kung gusto nating magpahayag ng possible situations. When we are going to talk about possible situations, always remember na ang dapat gamitin ay could. Okay? Now, let's move on to this. Kapag naman gusto mong gamitin ng would, pero hindi ka na tumutukoy sa past tense ng will, magagamit mo siya if you are talking about imaginary situations. So, pansinin natin dito, sa una, hindi bagay na sabihin it would rain tonight. Why? Because we talk about possible situation. But if we are going to talk about imaginary situation, when we say imaginary, nasa imahinasyon lang. Hindi siya totoo. Kapag gano'n na ang gusto ninyong ipahayag sa pangungusap ninyo, ang gagamitin ng modal verb ay would. Let's take a look at the examples. If I had much money, I would travel the world. I would travel the world. Ibig sabihin, hindi totoo na mayroon siyang maraming pera. Nasa imahinasyon niya na lang na kung marami siyang pera, kung limpak-limpak ang kaniyang salapi, I would travel the world. He would travel the world. Lilibutin niya raw ang buong daigdig or ang buong mundo kung marami siyang pera. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya posibleng mangyari dahil nasa imahinasyon lang. Okay? If I had much money, that's not true. Okay? On the other example, if Zion worked hard, he would get a better position. If Zion worked hard, he would get a better position. Dito, gumamit din tayo ng would. Dahil we also talked about an imaginary situation. Bakit? Dahil sinabing, if Zion worked hard. Imahinasyon lang yun. Hindi totoo na nagkatrabaho siya, nagsisikap siya sa pagtatrabaho dahil pinapakita rito, ipinapahayag rito na tamad si Zion. Hindi siya nagtatrabaho ng mabuti. Hindi siya nagsisikap dahil sinabi na kung nagtrabaho, pansinin natin, ang ginamit natin ay worked and would. Ibig sabihin, tapos na. Worked. It's already past tense. Kung nagtrabaho siya ng mabuti si Zion, that's just an imagination. Kung ginawa niya yung pagtatrabaho ng mabuti, magkakaroon siya ng pagkakataong makakuha ng mas magandang posisyon, maaaring dun sa kumpanya na pinagtatrabahuan niya. Tandaan natin, kapag ang isang sitwasyon ay imaginary, hindi siya totoo. Imagination lang. Nagbigay tayo ng sitwasyon na nasa isipan lang natin at hindi talaga nangyari at walang posibilidad na mangyari. Dahil nasa imahinasyon lang natin, ang gagamitin nating modal verb ay would. Pero maaari din nating gamitin ang could dito sa pangungusap. Subalit maiiba na ang kahulugan. Maaari kong sabihin na, I could travel the world. Aalisin na natin to. Pag sinabi kong I could travel the world, ang ibig sabihin ko na ay may posibilidad na maglakbay ako sa iba't ibang bahagi ng daigdig. Dahil could na ang ginamit ko doon, it already talks about possibility. May posibilidad na maglakbay ako sa iba't ibang bahagi ng daigdig. Gayon din naman dito sa pangalawa, if Zion worked hard, he would get a better position. Since it's just an imaginary, hindi talaga siya nagtrabaho ng mabuti, would ang ginamit. Pero pwede natin itong palitan ng could, maiiba ang kahulugan niya. He could get a better position. Aalisin natin to. He could get a better position. Kapag ganun na ang ginamit, na iba na ang kahulugan, ang ibig sabihin na ay may posibilidad na makakuha siya ng mas magandang posisyon doon sa kumpanya. Understand? Once again, ginagamit natin ang could for possible situations. At ang would naman for imaginary situations. Subukan niyong mag-isip ng halimbawa at huwag kayong mahiyang ilagay sa ating comment section sa ibaba. Now, let us move on to the third and last use of the modal verbs could and would, in which we are using could and would for polite expressions. We have different polite expressions, such as if we would like to make a request, to give a permission, to make an offer, and let's take a look at these. Ang unang polite expression na ginagamitan natin ng modal verbs na could or would ay for making suggestions. When we would like to make suggestions or magbigay tayo ng suhestyon, ang ginagamit natin ay could. Tandaan, kapag gustong magbigay ng suggestion, ang gagamitin ay could. Let's take a look at the example. We could try their specialty. We could try their specialty. Ang ginamit dito ay could. Dahil nagbigay ako ng suggestion, maaaring magkakausap tayo at pupunta tayo sa kainan ng kilala kong kaibigan at maaari akong magbigay ng suhestyon na maaari nating subukan yung kanilang specialty na ipinagmamalaki doon sa kanilang kainan or restaurant. So, dahil nagbigay ako ng suggestion, ang ginamit ko ay could. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin dito ang would. Hindi natin pwedeng sabihin, we would try their specialty. That is wrong. Alright? Pero, kapag magbibigay na tayo ng offers, or if we will make offers, doon na natin gagamitin ang would. For the second polite expression, we have making offers. Example, would you like? Kapag magbibigay ka ng offer, the example we have here is, Would you like some cup of espresso? Would you like some cup of espresso? Let's say, for example, magkausap tayo o bumisita ka sa bahay ko. At karaniwan kapag may bisita tayo sa bahay, di ba, inaalok natin sila ng maiinom o makakain o mamimerienda. Ganun ang kinagawian nating mga Pilipino because we are hospitable, right? At bumisita ka sa bahay ko, aalokin kita ng gusto mo ba ng isang tasa ng kape? Nag-alok tayo. Kapag mag-aalok, we have to use the modal verb would. Pero paano naman kung gagawin natin ganito? Could you like? Could you like some cup of espresso? That doesn't sound nice because that is wrong. Hindi natin pwedeng gamitin yung could if we are making offers. Tandaan natin, for polite expressions, in making suggestions, could ang gagamitin. And in making offers, would ang gagamitin. Subukan yung mag-isip ng halimbawa. Would you like to learn more in English? Then, listen to my lessons. Well, in that example, I made an offer, right? So now it's your turn to think of your own examples. Now, let us move on to the last two polite expressions na ginagamitan natin ng could at would. Hindi ito tulad nung unang dalawa. Dahil dun sa nauna, could lang ang ginagamit dun sa isa o kaya naman would. Pero dito sa huling dalawa na ito, pwedeng gamitin ng could, pwede rin ng would. Tingnan natin. For the third polite expression, ginagamit natin ng could at would for making requests. For making requests. Example, could you open the door, please? Could you open the door, please? Maaari mo bang buksan ang pintuan, pakiusap? Ginamitan natin dito ng could. Pero pwede rin natin sabihin, would you open the door, please? That is correct. Tama pa rin po yun. Another example is, would you mind opening the door? Would you mind opening the door? Ginamitan natin siya ng would because we make a request. Tandaan, if we are going to make a request, pwedeng could, pwedeng would. Pero kapag ginamit nyo na ay, would you mind opening the door? Would you mind opening the window? Would you mind sharing me your meal? Kapag ganun ang ginamit, would you mind, fix na yon. Hindi mo maaaring sabihin, could you mind opening the door? Hindi po pwedeng gamitin ang could you mind. Fix na ginagamit ang would you mind. And now, for the last polite expressions na ginagamitan natin ng could at would, we are using that for asking permission. For asking permission. Let's look at the examples. Could I borrow your book for this week? Could I borrow your book for this week? Could. Pero maaari rin gamitin ng would. It will be, would it be okay if I borrowed your book? Would it be okay if I borrowed your book? And would you mind if I borrowed your book? Would you mind if I borrowed your book? So, for asking permission, maaaring gamitin ng could, maaari rin gamitin ng would. Gayun din naman, in making request, pwedeng could, pwedeng would. Pero mas formal na ginagamit ang would. Balikan natin ito. Dito sa huling dalawang halimbawa, would it be okay if I borrowed your book? And would you mind if I borrowed your book? Pansinin natin dito ang verb na borrowed. Ang tense niya ay past tense. Although, past tense ang ginamit na verb dito, the action verb borrowed ay nasa past tense or tapos na, still, ang kahulugan niya sa pangungusap na yan ay nagtatanong pa rin siya, nag-a-ask siya ng permission in the future kung papayagan ba siyang makahiram ng notebook, kung papayagan ba siyang makahiram ng libro. That is just the rule kapag gagamitin natin yung if I borrowed. Okay? Pero that is still talking about an action or a permission that will happen in the future. Because we are asking for permission, magaganap pa lang. Okay? Let us now move on to the third modal verb, which is should. Unlike the could and would, they have three different points to remember kapag gagamitin natin sila. Ito namang should, meron lang isa na gamit. Okay? Ginagamit ang should to give advice. To give advice. Or in Filipino, kapag sinabi natin should, tumutukoy ito sa bagay na dapat gawin. Ito yung dapat mong gawin. Alright? Let's look at the examples. People here can understand English. You should not worry. People here can understand English. You should not worry. So, maaaring may kausap ako na isang mag-aaral o isang tao na natatakot siya dahil dun sa lugar na pupuntahan niya, English speaking ang mga tao. Kaya maaaring sabihin ko sa kanya na, ang mga tao rito ay nakakaunawa ng English. Hindi ka dapat na mag-alala. You should not worry. That is the advice that I gave him or her. You should not worry. Hindi ka dapat na mag-alala. So that is a negative. Negative yan. Should not or shouldn't. Another example, I have severe headache. Sabi niya, I have a severe headache. Sabi ko naman, you should go to the doctor. You should go to the doctor. Maaaring yung kausap ko, sabi niya na, ang tindi ng sakit ng ulo ko. Kaya naman sinabihan ko siya na, dapat pumunta ka na sa doktor at magpatingin ka. So, yun yung suggestion, yun yung advice na ibinigay ko sa kanya. Dapat pumunta na siya sa doktor. You should go to the doctor. That's the use of the modal verb should. Subukan nyo nga mag-isip, nung mga pagkakataong nagbigay kayo ng advice, maaaring sa kaibigan ninyo, sa kapatid ninyo, ano yung advice na ibinigay nyo sa kanila? Construct your sentence using the modal verb should and share your answer on the comment section below. Now, let us move on to this short exercise to check how well you understand the topic. You may pause this video for a while to analyze each one of this sentence, and don't be shy to share your answers on the comment section below. What you have to do is just to fill in with the correct modal verb, could, would, or should. Let us read them one by one. Number 1, blank, you mind lending me your output? Number 2, Lance blank run a mile in 10 minutes when he was young. Number 3, if I became the president, I blank build more classrooms for learners. Number 4, we support you. You blank not be afraid to try. And number 5, Miel isn't answering her phone. Should not be afraid to try. We support you. You should not be afraid to try. Ginamit natin ay should because we give an advice. Sinabi natin na sinusuportahan ka namin. Hindi ka dapat na matakot na sumubok. And for number 5, Miel isn't answering her phone. She could be busy. Why did we use could? Dahil nagpakita ng posibilidad. Hindi sinasagot ni Miel ang tawag sa kanyang telepono, maaaring siya ay abala. She could be busy. We give possibility. Once again, let us read them one by one. Would you mind lending me your output? Lance could run a mile in 10 minutes when he was young. If I became the president, I would build more classrooms for learners. We should support you. You should not be afraid to try. And number 5, Miel isn't answering her phone. She could be busy. Don't be shy to share your answers on the comment section below. Have you learned something from this video? If yes, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our next lessons. And now, let's have our shoutout time! Una kong isa-shoutout si Alisa Fortunato. Sabi niya, senior high school na po ako, pero nalulungkot ako kasi halos lahat po ng module namin ay English at iilan na lang yung subject na Tagalog. Kaya minsan po kahit ilang basa ko na, hindi ko pa maintindihan kasi po kulang po talaga ako ng kaalaman sa pag-i-English. At naisip ko po ngayon na manood ng video sa YouTube na makakatulong sa akin para mag-improve. At thank God, nahanap ko po kayo. Lagi ko pong tatandaan yung mga itinuturo nyo at maging mga tips na sinasabi ninyo. Thank you so much, Alisa Fortunato. At good luck sa pag-aaral mo, lalo na ngayong senior high school ka na. Next is Mellow Lala. Sabi niya, I like the way you teach the lessons. Easy to understand, very knowledgeable. I will give you 5 stars. Wow. Thank you sa 5 stars, Mellow Lala. Next naman ay si Nico Masuher. Nico Masuher, after scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, ang daming scroll nun, I found this video very informative. Thank you so much for your tips. And thank you so much din dahil na-appreciate mo, Nico. Next is si Sarah Amara. Sabi niya, wow, tumatalino na ako dahil sa'yo, ganda, Nax. Thank you so much, Sarah. Another, i-shoutout natin si Rose Palapar. Sabi niya, pa-shoutout naman po ma'am sa susunod na videos niyo. Salamat. Hope so. At ayan, sinoutout na kita, Rose Palapar. Nawa patuloy mong subaybayan ang iba't iba ko pang English learning videos. Next naman, i-shoutout natin si Jackie Guzman. Siguro na-miss niya ako. Na-miss ko rin kayo, kaya nag-upload ako ng maraming video. Sabi niya, so happy to see you again, Teacher Aubrey. May hawi ka po kay Miss Maha Salvador sa unang tingin. Ayan, wag mo nang papangalawahan ha, hanggang unang tingin lang. Thank you, Miss Jackie Guzman. Okay, next naman ay si Kim Gubat. Kim, sabi niya, salamat Teacher Aubrey kasi napakaganda ng inyong channel dahil napapanood kita at kada panood ko, pinakikinggan din ng mga anak ko. Kaya ang sabi ko sa kanila, na i-subscribe kanila para matuto sila sa'yo. Salamat at andyan ang channel mo, madaling matuto nito ang mga anak ko. Thanks to you. Ayan, maraming salamat po, Mommy Kim. At sa lahat ng mga parents na patuloy na nagsusumikap ma-assist yung anak nila, lalo ngayong nag-homeschooling po tayo dahil sa pandemic. Tulong-tulong lang po tayo. Sooner or later, babalik sa normal ang lahat. Kami na uli ang magtuturo sa mga anak nyo in their classrooms. Lastly, ito, na-shoutout ko na siya dati, pero dahil lahat talaga ng videos ko yung pinapanood niya, isa-shoutout uli kita, Hot Papsi. Ito yung huli ko isa-shoutout for this video. Sabi niya, good day. My day is productive because of your informative lessons about punctuation. I was amazed and excited. I've learned a lot from your tips on how to use it properly. I'm ecstatic to see you and hear your wonderful voice again. Overall, of these are excellent, helpful, and innocent everyday use in terms of writing. Job well done. Can't wait to watch you and upload informative lessons from you. Shout out my name pag may time. Hashtag happy learning. Hashtag lamang ang may alam. Ayan, shout out uli kita, Hot Papsi. And once again, gusto ko po magpasalamat sa lahat ng patuloy na mga nanonood sa akin pong YouTube channel. Ginagawa ko ito dahil sa inyo ng mga nagko-comment, ng mga talagang eager matuto. At dahil nga po sa ginagawa niyong patuloy na panonood, lalo ako namomotivate na mas mag-aral para mas may maibahagi pa po ako sa inyo every time I upload new videos. And till our next English learning lessons, bye for now!